How's it going, bro? Happy, whatever, summer. Um, I was about to get on here and talk about the news, just run through some stories, but I was going through the news. Uh, I'll just read some headlines to you guys. Spain suffocates Messi in Argentina. Wins World Cup on tour's extra time winner. And I have no idea what that means. Uh, Cyclospora parasite not found in lettuce, which is like, you know, that's cool and all, but let us know when it is found. The Odyssey is fiction, but its monsters and magic may have been based on real science. Okay. um, U.S. strikes Iran for ninth day. Iran says 2 oil tankers in Strait of Hormuz exploded and immobilized. I'm pretty sure there's something to that, but I guess after like the third or fourth time of being excited that the war in Iran is over, I kind of got hard to keep up. But I'm hoping for the best, praying for the soldiers and for leadership in our country. JD Vance had a baby. But yeah, I was reading these and I'm like, I guess it was a slow news day, you know. But anyway, yeah, I'll be Sunday evening. Back to work tomorrow. I'm an electrician by trade, whatever that means. What does that mean anyway? I never understood what that means. Electrician by trade, because is there like another way to be an electrician, you know, that I never heard of? But whatever, yeah. Construction. Man, what can I say about construction? Man, construction is crazy. I'm like a introvert. Nah, I know. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say I'm an introvert. Like, let's just say if I go to the park to shoot around or I don't know, just sit at the bench. If it's packed, I'm going home. So I don't know if introversion is real, but whatever that is, that's what I am. And like in construction, you have to work together as a team. And I've been in it since 2011. And I was always able to get away with it because I was just a worker. I could just put on my AirPods and just go to work. And if anybody had any questions, like, hey, I'm not the boss, man. You gotta talk to the boss, man. But recently I've kind of been in a more, I don't want to say a leadership role, but just a role where if they have questions, they come to me now. And it's just been a little much. I don't want to complain about it though. Definitely not. I know I'm blessed. I know it's way more than what I deserve. But yeah, it's just been a little much. I've been dealing more with the different personalities. I've been dealing more with just the different personalities at work. It's cool, it's an experience, but I'd rather not, which is like a weird thing for a Christian to say. And I hope I never want to come off as complaining, because sometimes I do, but I repent. You know I shouldn't. I know God put me here, and He has my best interest in mind. So I try not to complain. If I do, I repent about it. But yeah, it's just been kind of frustrating, I guess. Choose my words correctly. Yeah, I guess it's been, no, not frustrating. I don't want to say frustrating. It's been exhausting as someone more on the introverted side, I guess, of the spectrum. For example, now I don't want to get into too much details, but yeah, pretty much I'm in a position where I'm just dealing with the personalities more, and it's getting kind of exhausting. Um, a lot of pride in the workplace, myself included. Like, I'm not excluded from that. But like I said, I was able to deal with it the past 14 years or whatever by pretty much putting in my headphones, throwing on a podcast or some music, and just going to work. If it was a problem, just talk to the bosses, talk to the higher ups. But yeah, it's interesting now. I don't know how long I'm gonna be in that role, just because personally it's just not it for me. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to complain, man. God's been good to me. God's been really good. But yeah, man, slow news day, man. Damn, I was hoping the news would help me out, bro. Is at least for the first episode, but I guess not. But yeah, today is Sunday, man. Sunday, Lord's Day for Christians. And for us, so like the family comes over every Sunday, so nah, it survives. The perfect way to start the week off. We had some visitors from Illinois, I believe, Illinois. Part Amish, half Amish. So, cool people, man. It's crazy to me. We was just a small thing I noticed. Like, we're from Hawaii, and it's dudes from Illinois, and like it's crazy how people halfway across. That's down near the other side of the world to me, but you say a little movie reference, or it's crazy how like everybody's not so different. I feel like back then, let's say 1700s, if a person from Hawaii met a person from Illinois, I don't know if it would have been like how it was today. Like, I can imagine, like, actually I don't even have to imagine, they ate Captain James Cook, so probably wouldn't have went nothing like I went today. Today we were smoking cigars, chilling, hanging out. But yeah, man, slow news day Sunday. Starting a YouTube channel, episode 1. Not too sure what I'm doing, but I do like chopping it up. I do like expressing myself, I guess. Oh, UFC. Hold up. Watched the UFC this past weekend. I didn't watch the whole UFC, but I watched the last fight. It was the only fight I was wanting to watch. That's why usually I'll watch the card, but main card. But man, Kamaru Usman is a G, bro. Like, I always, I always knew he was good, but DDP's a savage. Like, I think DDP is the best 185-pound fighter in the UFC. So I knew it was gonna be tough. Like, even though he got smashed by Hamzat, in that Hamzat fight, I feel like when I was watching it, Hamzat was laying on him for 22 minutes. But those other 3 minutes did not look too good for me, like in my opinion. And I'm not an expert, but I thought he had a small flaw in his game. I don't know what it was technically, but he couldn't get out of a position, that crucifix position. But like I said, the 3 minutes was just not saying much. Out of 25 minutes, there was 3 minutes where he was not laying there getting smashed by Kamzat. But he looked dangerous. He looked dangerous even in that fight. For those 3 minutes, he looked dangerous. He still looked like the best fighter at 185. So I always had a feeling he was going to get the title back. Kamaru Usman, one of my favorite fighters, though, so I always have a little bias. Like, if it's a fighter that I really like, I'm like, nah, he could do it. He could do it this way or that way. Which I think is true. Kamaru Usman's a beast, but man, DDP he's a cold striker, man. DDP's he's a cold MMA fighter. Like, the timing on the knees, timing on the right hand, the head kick. He was so on point. This dude knocked out Izzy. I'm not sure if he knocked out Strickland, but he beat him twice. And I'm not sure if he knocked out Whitaker off the top of my head, but I know it wasn't great for Whitaker. So I think Kamaru Usman's stock went up, or at least it didn't get hurt in that fight, because he was a 170-pounder moving up. Got knocked out. He down there, I feel like he was out a few times, but not for long. Dude was a savage. He ended the fight swinging. I'm like, man, that's cold. That's why I like the UFC for like stuff like that. When you get one of the cold ones, to me, that's like the most impressive one. It gets hard and they're able to keep their composure, you know. But yeah, I watched the UFC this past weekend. Saturday, got to chill with the family on Sunday, and we back to work, man. We're building some I don't know, I guess you could say government subsidized housing all throughout Honolulu. And we're doing electrical, but that's the projects we've been on. It's called Bill 7. I don't even know if I should get into it because it's a conflict of interest because I work for them. I work on these projects, but it's supposed to be helping out the housing market, I believe. Apparently there's a housing crisis in Hawaii, which I don't think there is. There's that as far as the amount of houses, I feel like the price of houses, that's a crisis. But apparently we're supposed to build thousands of low-income, government-subsidized housing. And I don't know economics, but it's supposed to bring houses down by providing more housing, I guess. Providing more housing, I guess more supply equals the price going down. but these are rent controlled. Maybe I'm missing something. But for one, it's not working so far. I mean, I think prices might be cooling down, but I don't know if we're affecting it. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, we are. But yeah, work has been wild for me personally. I know people who they ran jobs for years and years. I'm like, man, how do you guys do it? How do you deal with the different personalities and the pride, pride, like, excuse me, pride, pride in your work is such a huge thing in construction. Like, they, from when you're an apprentice, that's like one of the first things you learn, and that's one of the annoying things that you just hear over and over again. You gotta have pride in your work. You gotta have pride in your work. And I guess I never understood because I'm like, well, I guess I understood at first. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? When you hear it, like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You wanna, I think it's something to do with quality, you know? Like if you have pride in your work, you'll do a quality job. But being in the field, I noticed stuff like let's just say I don't I feel like I never came across the guy who struggled with having pride in the construction field. Like I don't know if I just wonder if you can separate the two. Like, can we do quality work without the pride? I don't know. Is that even possible? Maybe that's not possible, and I'm tripping. But I guess what I'm saying is like, there's so much times where if the budget was unlimited and the time was unlimited, we could all do quality work. We could all do good work. We could take the time. We could take the money. If something doesn't come out perfectly, we could take it back down and we can do it again. But if you've been in construction, it ain't. That's just not the case. Time, production is everything. So a lot of times you don't get the chance to show the craftsmanship or the skill that you would like to. A lot of settling, the light goes on, that's fine, who cares how it looks or whatever, like a lot of time construction is like that, and it's just out of our hands as workers. We would like to do proper craftsmanship, but it's just not possible sometimes because time constraints, money constraints. But so you do what you can, but man, and I never met somebody who does it perfectly, does it nicely every single time. I met guys who are better than other people, but to do it perfectly every single time. But I noticed in construction, it's like, if I was to do something not the nicest, let's just say it like that, which, like I said, I try to do, but sometimes, time constraint, whatever it is, it just doesn't come out as nice as you would like. People are so quick in construction to say, well, criticize or whatever, as if they never messed up or had to do something in a rush or whatever. And I think it's because of the pride. Just because knowing how pride works outside of construction, you know, like for some reason, I feel like pride just works like that. Like it becomes boastful, I guess. Maybe it doesn't always have to, but more often than not, I see when people have too much pride in things, it doesn't only become, pride in your own whatever that thing is, it becomes also the other person's thing is not as good as mine. You know what I mean? It becomes a comparison thing. And that just happens so much in construction. We actually, but it is a whole group of mostly males, so it's expected. Man, the other day, I'm like walking into work and I don't have my hard hat on at the time, but I'm walking into work, you know what I mean? So I didn't put it on yet. And this dude, like, out of nowhere, it's like they're having a little morning meeting over there, this other company, And like, he calls me out for not wearing my hard hat, which is cool to me. Safety, if you come up on construction, anybody can call anybody out for safety. So I'm like, he's like, hey, put on your hard hat like everybody else, I'm like, oh, I got you, bro. It's in there. And then he's like, yeah, you're not special. I'm like, what? I didn't say I was special, bro. And he's like, hey, I'm like, okay, because I reacted negative. I should have just kept it pushing, honestly, but it just kind of threw me off real quick. I was like, what? I'm not special. I didn't say I was special, bro. And he's like, I swear, like, if I said something, I would tell you. But I swear, I just looked at him like, what are you talking about, bro? And he said, hey, don't look at me like that, man. What did he say? He said, don't look at me like that. Whatever. But he was saying like, well, yeah, let's say, he was saying, don't look at me like that. You should put on your hard hat. I'm like, bro, whatever, bro. And his boss was like kind of trying to diffuse the situation. He's like, hey, nah, just go inside, I'm like, bro, whatever. So I turn around and walk inside. And he's like, man, I should slap this guy. I'm like, bro, what? How's it? I guess as an introvert, like I was saying earlier, it's like this, like overstimulation or whatever happens sooner for me, So, or I don't want to say sooner for me, like, but sooner for someone more introverted than not. So that's just like a lot to me, I'm like, bro, what is going on right now? Like, I'm just trying to chill, like, mind you, like I said, like, I'm in this position I don't even really want to be in, bro, but, I'm here and everything happens for a reason, so I'm trying not to complain, but I'm also trying to just be low-key about things, and now dude wants to slap me, he's getting all loud and all that, and I'm just like, bro, what am I doing here? Really, I'm like, bro, like, I don't even want to, even if he wasn't trying to slap me, it would be a little much for me to have to come to these, Yeah, it's just all a little much to me, even if nobody was trying to slap me, now dude is trying to slap me, I'm just like, bro. That's construction, man. Yeah. They be wanting to slap you some days, bro. I was, um, yeah, and I was thinking, man, it's crazy. Like, for all, well, anyway, let me say like this. I haven't finished the story, but as soon as he said, man, I should slap this guy. He kept repeating, no, I should slap him. I should slap him. He's getting all loud. People's holding him back. I'm like, bro, mind you, there's 20 people here. There's no way we're going to get into a fight, bro. But he's threatening me with violence, you know. Really, like I said, I should have kept it pushing. But I turned around at that, you know. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? Who's slapping who, you know? But anyway, I just turned around just because when there's violence, I feel like I have to be aware, you know. I don't want to just turn my back. It's like somebody wants to slap me out. I just want to be aware of my surroundings, you know. So I'm like, okay, there's violence going on. I should turn around, you know. So I turn around and mind you, I don't say nothing. I don't say a word, you know. He's just going off, people holding him back or whatever. I'm just like, bro, this is unreal. This is crazy. This is too much. Anyway, they, you know, break it up, of course, because there's 20 people around us, so there's no way it was going to happen anyway. You know, they calm down, bro. They push him off to the side. I'm just like, whatever. So when they push him off to the side, I know the situation diffused. I turn around. Like, yeah, I turn around and I'm like, well, I'm kind of proud of myself. Nah, I don't want to say proud. I'm not, but well, I feel like I could be proud in a good thing, you know. Like, and I was proud and I was thankful to God that I had the maturity, like, to not escalate it. Cause in my head, I'm like, bro, there's so much I want to say to this dude, but at the same time, I'm trying to be smart. I'm trying to. I didn't want to diffuse it. My flesh did not want to diffuse it, but I knew I can't escalate it, you know. So that's why I was just standing there. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to say, but I'm like, whatever, you know. And as soon as the situation got diffused, I kind of felt like hey, that was cool, you know. I did the thing, you know, like I was aware of my surroundings. I was ready as I possibly could be. Not saying like I was ready, you know. Whatever, I'm saying ready as I possibly could be, you know, like I'm staying aware of my surroundings. I'm making sure, you know, I'm as good as I can be, you know, as God handles the rest, you know. So I was cool with that, you know. I'm like, you know, thank God, you know, I was able to keep my cool. I did not escalate it. You know, so many times when I was younger that I've been on the other side where I look like the crazy guy, you know. But that didn't happen. And I turn around and I'm like, no, that was good. And like I was telling my brother, it's like crazy how the flesh works, because within like 5 seconds I thought, man, I hope they didn't think I was scared of him. You know, I'm like, more than being thankful that, you know, God got me out of a situation, you know, the Spirit was able to keep my spirit calm, you know, keep me at peace in that moment. Help me to make the right decision. Man, I swear, like the rest of the day, I'm just thinking, man, hey, I hope he doesn't think I'm scared of him, bro. How can I go, you know, how can I make it knowing that I wasn't scared? So basically, like the rest of the day, I walked around with no hard hat, which is dead wrong. And I'm putting my own head at risk too. It's crazy. It's crazy how the flesh works, bro. But it's construction, man. Try not to let it get the best of me. And honestly, it's probably all jobs, so I don't want to complain. And then I'm not complaining. That's just how my last week went. I'm pretty sure a lot of people around the world dealing with that, and Christians especially, because I know as Christians we're called to be better, you know. We're called to die to ourselves daily. So I feel for all my Christians out there, you know, all my brothers, like sisters in the world. yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like, it's hard, but it's rewarding at the same time. Because, like I said, I've been on the other side where I'm the crazy guy. And I don't care, whatever, it's hard, but it's rewarding. And it's funny, like there's a peace, but man, the devil's so quick to say, hey, I think you look scared. But yeah, yeah, if you're Christian out there, man, just, yeah, if you're Christian, if you follow Christ, man, I don't have to tell you this, but I'll say it anyway. Yeah, just keep fighting the good fight, bro. Sis, whatever. We have a bigger reward waiting for us than winning a fight or argument, looking tough in front of these, looking tough in front of everybody, looking cool, being a better, just looking better than whoever, being more impressive, or the reward that we got coming is way better than that, and we don't even deserve it, and it's just waiting there for us, because we have a great high priest who lives to make intercession for us daily. I just try to reflect on that, just, it's not a reward that, if I was to beat him up or whatever, I'm not saying that I even could, bro. I'm not. But if I was to, yeah, we get into it and I hurt this guy, whatever, and everybody goes, oh man, this guy's so tough, he's the man. That reward is trash. We have a way better reward waiting for us, if we just following Christ's footsteps and die to ourselves. And I don't do it perfectly. Next time he says, I might slap him, honestly. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I don't do it perfectly. In fact, if it was based on how I do it, I would not have that reward waiting for me. But like I said, we have a great high priest who lives to make intercession for us. He made a sacrifice. He sacrificed himself, and we're good forever.